We're playing 3 copies of Magical Musketeer Caspar. Caspar is a fantastic card in this deck because it shares the same effect as all of your other Magical Musketeer monsters, that during either player's turn, you can activate Magical Musketeer spells and trap cards from your hand, and if a spell or trap is activated in this card's column, you get an effect. All of your Magical Musketeers have that shared effect, but you can only activate this card's name effect once per turn. So if a spell or trap is activated in the same card or same column as Caspar, then you get to add a Magical Musketeer card from your deck to your hand, but not a card with the same name as that card that was activated, which is a really good effect because we play so many one-ups in this deck. That effect usually doesn't come up all that often that we're not going to grab, or we're trying to grab the same card. It lets us search any of our Magical Musketeer spells and traps, which is a really great effect. We then play 3 copies of Magical Musketeer Starfire. Magical Musketeer Starfire has the ability if a spell or trap is activated in her column, then you can special summon a level 4 or lower Magical Musketeer monster from your deck in defense position, which is a really good card effect just to be able to give you another monster on your side of the field. And the cool thing about this deck is it also counts if your opponent activates spells or traps in the card's column as your Magical Musketeers, which is really good for the deck. We then play 3 copies of Magical Musketeer Kidbrave. Kidbrave is a great draw power for this deck because during either player's turn, if you activate a spell or trap in this card's column, or your opponent activates a spell or trap in this card's column, you can discard a Magical Musketeer card to draw 2 cards, which is really good just to be able to give you a draw 2. We then play 2 copies of Magical Musketeer Doc. Doc is a really good card because what this card does is if a Magical Musketeer spell or trap is activated, or if any spell or trap is activated in his card's column, you get to add a Magical Musketeer card from your graveyard to your hand. We then play a single copy of Magical Musketeer Calamity. Calamity is a monster reborn. If a spell trap is activated in her column, you get to target a Magical Musketeer monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, which can help us out to go into some rank 4 plays, and just overall a fantastic card just to give us more monsters on the field. We then play a single copy of Wild as well. I like to play Wild. Ever since I started playing this deck, I've played 1 Wild in my build because it helps out a lot, because what this card does is if a spell trap is activated in this card's column, then you can target 3 Magical Musketeer cards in your graveyard, shuffle them all into the deck, and then you can draw a card, which lets you reuse your spells and traps, which is a really good effect. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is really good because it stops the opponent from touching the deck. I really love this card in this deck. We're playing a single copy of Effect Veiler, and you guys will see in a minute why I'm just playing 1 copy in this deck. This card's really good in the deck. It stops your opponent's monster effects, but that's not the big reason we're playing it. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Monster Reborn because it's going to bring back our copies of our Magical Musketeers back to our side of the field. And it helps out a lot because if you activate it under Magical Musketeer, they get an effect, and then you get another Magical Musketeer on the field to then activate another effect when you activate another spell or trap, which is really good. Play a single copy of Double or Nothing because this card helps out a lot in this deck to be able to make Utopia double. Detach material, search this, make a Utopia on top of it, comes out 5,000, swing at the opponent, detach material, negate the attack, drop Double or Nothing, and then go in for 10,000 attack points. Essentially OTKing your opponent, and they have 8,000 life points, and they have a monster that has 2,000 or less attack on the field in attack position. We then play a single copy of Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin is basically a free effect and a draw because you can activate this card under any of your Magical Musketeer monsters to be able to draw a card and then activate their effects, which is a really good card effect to be able to use. We play a single copy of Called by the Grave, which stops hand traps. You can just play 1 copy of this card, but it really helps out to stop those hand traps with cards like Starfire and Caspar in this deck to be able to get you all sorts of effects running around the deck. This card helps you out to stop your opponent's hand traps. We then play a single copy of Harvey's Featherduster because it destroys your opponent's back row, which helps out a lot in this deck because we don't want to have to deal with back row. Play 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. Same thing as Harvey's Featherduster. I really don't want to deal with back row, so playing this card of the deck helps out a lot. I really love playing Cosmic Cyclone as a 2 of in here. I did consider cutting it for Nibiru's, but I do currently just like maining this because it gives me more spells to activate during my turn or set them on the field to then activate during the opponent's turn, and the same columns as my Magical Musketeers to get other effects off as well. We then play 3 copies of Cross Domination. Cross Domination is one of the best cards in the entire deck. It has the ability, if you control a Magical Musketeer monster, you can target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack defense becomes 0 and its effects are negated, which is really good to be able to just instantly activate this card like a hand trap to stop your opponent from activating a monster effect or negate the effect, and a chain link, which is really good. We then play 3 copies of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is a really good card in this deck, and it's the reason I wanted to do an update in this deck. This card helps out the deck a lot. You don't have to play it. You can play 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, which is still a really good card in this deck because it stops the cards that would stop our plays. And so this card is a really good card. If you guys don't know what it does, you declare 1 card's name, banish 1 card of the declared type from your main deck, and if you do, negate the effect as well as the activated effects of the card, which is a really good effect just to be able to stop basically a hand trap. You can send a copy of Ash, a copy of Effect Veiler, or a copy of Infinite Impermanence, which we're going to get to in a minute in this deck, because usually you're going to want to get your searches and your special summons off, so you want to stop your opponent from hitting with hand traps. So this card's a really good 3 of in here. If you don't want to play this card in the deck, or you don't have the budget to play this card, you can drop it for 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. That is another option because it usually doesn't hurt this deck if you can't do damage for a single turn, but you need to out their opponent's board. This is a really good card, and I highly recommend it for this deck, though. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're playing a single copy of Magical Musket Crooked Crown. Crooked Crown is really good in the deck too because it lets you be able to basically normal summon an additional Magical Musketeer monster, which is really good because you can only control 1 of it, and then you can special summon, not normal summon, a Magical Musket monster from your hand. And if you do, if your opponent's main monster zone that this is in the current column as a monster you summon cannot be used if it's unused currently, which is pretty good to be able to kind of stop your opponent from using column. We did play a single copy of Dancing Needle. Dancing Needle is really good too because it banishes 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard, which is really good just to banish those cards and get rid of them because they might be looping through them. Or this card just comes in really handy. I did consider playing it as a 2 of in the deck, but I just bumped it down to 1 for this particular build. I play 3 copies of Desperado. Desperado is so good in this deck because what this card does is it has a very simple but effective effect. That if you control Magical Musketeer monster, you target a face-up card on the field and destroy it. That's all it does. It's really good in this deck. This is the one that I search all the time. I highly recommend playing 3 copies of this card because it's really good in this deck. It'll just give you a pop. It does sound like you're going for a 1 for 1, but when you activate in the same column as a Magical Musketeer monster, you're going to be getting a plus as well, and you can roll through this card over and over and over again, and so it's a really good 3 up in this deck. We then play 2 copies of Magical Musketeer Last Stand. This card can negate spells and traps, which is a really good effect. Just be able to stop your opponent's spells and traps with this card's effect. And we play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence because we really want to stop our opponent's monster effects. So this card is a really good 3 up in this deck to be able to flip it against the opponent and be able to target face a monster and negate its effects. But you can set it under your Magical Musketeer monsters to be able to give you additional effects, and I really love this card in this deck, especially getting a reprint recently. It's a very good option for this deck. So that's it for the traps, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing 2 copies of Magical Musketeer Max, which is one of those crazy in archetype link monsters in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a link 1 that just requires any Magical Musketeer to go into this card and has some really insane effects. This card has the ability, if this card is linked something, you can activate 1 of the following effects. To add a Magical Musketeer spells and traps with different names from your deck to your hand, up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, which is usually the effect I'm activating on this effect to be able to grab as many Magical Musketeer spells and traps as I can from from the deck, or you can special summon Magical Musketeer monsters with different names up to the from the deck up to the number of spells and traps your opponent controls, which is a really good effect to be able to just give you a bunch of monsters on your side of the field, which is why I kind of considered playing Nibiru in this deck, but I overall didn't for the Cosmic Cyclones. But if you want to trade them out, you totally can. But this card also has the ability that during either player's turn you can activate Magical Musket spells and traps from your hand, which is a really good effect as well. We then play a single copy of Boral Sword because it helps us go for game in this deck. A single copy of Access Code because it can pop cards on the field. I really like this card in this deck, but you can change it out for a Warlow, or if you want to change it out for any other like rank 3 or rank 4, you can change it out and just ride with a copy of Boral Sword, and the deck is totally fine. We then play a single copy of Unicorn to spin stuff, Phoenix to pop spells and traps, Cerberus to pop monsters, and he gives us different attributes for the Access Code talker, and a single copy of IP Masquerena, and then I play a single copy of the Light Charmer. The IP Masquerena is here, so you can go into the copy of Unicorn, and the copy of the Light Charmer is here because all of our monsters are light, and so it's really good in this deck. It also gives us different attributes because you're playing Light, Earth, Dark, and Fire for your copy of your Access Code talker, which is really good for this deck. We then play a single copy of Baguska just in case we need it to shut down boards, be able to turn it in defense position and basically stop your opponent from doing stuff. We play a single copy of Utopia Double because it helps us go for game. Really easy to make in this deck, and it's a really awesome card because all you have to do with this card is detach material from this card to add a double nothing from your deck to your hand. Then make Utopia, it comes at 5,000. Then you attack with Utopia, detach material, drop the double nothing, and swing for 10,000, which is a great effect to be able to do going for game. One copy of Utopia for the Utopia Double, and then I'm playing a single copy of Fortune Tomb because it helps make Zeus in this deck. So this card basically can protect itself by detaching material from it, and then you can basically summon this card to your side of the field and make sure battle, which is really good. You swing with it, then main phase 2, you summon Downer Magician, and then after you summon the Downer Magician, you summon the copy of Zeus, which is really good for this deck. Be able to summon out Zeus and be able to give you a board wipe for this deck because usually we're normal summoning our monsters to our side of the field outside like Starfire and Max. So this card comes in really handy to be able to just board wipe because we usually will have at least a monster in the hand to follow up with to go in for some really good plays. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's a really fun deck to play around with. I really love this deck. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. I always carry this with me when I go to like locals or something because it surprises a lot of people and it's a really good rogue deck to play around with. I really love the way it plays and it catches a lot of people off guard because they don't know how the deck works and they don't read the column effect, then they're going to misplay and they're going to activate them under it, which will just give us pluses. So that's it for the deck, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to come for notifications when we see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.